Welcome everyone. It is possible if you find yourself in Ikoyi prison, it is not necessarily because you have committed a crime. It can be because you have been accused of a crime. This also happens in different places in Nigeria. Sometimes trial has to go on to know if you are found guilty or not. But I want to teach you how to survive in Nigerian prison. But I'll be using Ikoyi specifically because that is where I was being jailed and before I was granted bail. How was I able to survive it? And as a Nigerian, you need to think about this, our system and our justice system. And you need to understand that you don't necessarily have to be part of any criminal activity to find yourself in jail, in correctional center. It is unfortunate, but the reality for human to be able to move in the race, some of us will find ourselves going through this kind of tragedy in life. Let me lay down the steps for you to survive in Ikoyi prison. Number one, you don't have to trust anyone, including yourself. Don't trust anybody, including yourself. What do I mean by this statement? Everyone around Ikoyi prison, majority of them are looking for ways to survive. Some of them have been there for 8 years, 10 years, 15 years. And so they will be looking for ways to extort you. They'll be looking for ways to get things away from you, how to make money from you. In fact, some of them will come to you and tell you that, Mr. Man, I can get you a very good lawyer in case you did not have good lawyer. Or drop that lawyer that you have. We have one lawyer that is very good. We were about 15 people who were arrested. They've released 14 of us because that lawyer was very professional. When you start making call and you think you're speaking to a lawyer because that person is talking to you, it might be an arrangement with another word. You might be in the A word, B word, C word, D word, F word, and they will be talking to another person in another word. And then you think you're speaking to a professional lawyer. I want you to understand this, that you're going to be meeting illiterate and you're going to be meeting very educated people in Ikoyi prison. So with that, they can defraud you with such a system. So you don't have to trust anyone there. Now, why do I say you don't have to trust yourself? You don't have to trust yourself in a sense that you believe that you would wake up every morning and you are in control of the situations of your life. No. In fact, I want you to understand that if you were in control of all the situations of your life, you would never even find yourself in prison in the first place. You would not find yourself in jail if you were truly in control of your life. The design of nature is that we are not in total control of everything that happens to us as human beings. Just like the animal, just like fish inside the water that does not know the day that net is going to hold them. Some people are committing crime, they've been committing it for 20 years. I met with kidnappers that have been doing it for 20 years inside the prison system. I met kidnappers, I met murderers, I met a lot of people. But one day they are being caught. And I saw people who stood as shorties, people who stood as guarantors, people who tried to show their brothers moral support. Even I've seen blood brothers. Someone stand for his blood brother, and at the end of his day, the brother ran away and he was held and he was brought to prison to serve for his brother until his brother was being apprehended. So different things can make one go to prison, and the tragedy of life is that you don't know what would happen to you. So you have to understand why you are in the prison, that you are not in control of your happiness, you are not in control of the situations that go on, but the only thing you can do is to hold yourself accountable for whatever you do. And you understand that whatever consequence comes, you are willing to pay the price for every action you take. So don't trust yourself that you are totally in control, because if you think you are totally in control, the structure of a prison is meant to break you down. And so sometimes, no matter how mentally strong you are, you will be broken. I am a strong meditator. I am someone with a very strong mind. If I tell you my mind, it looks like I'm exaggerating. But I am someone where you can put me in hell and I will sleep like a baby. I most times control my mind on things. But there are these days that men are not in control. The situations of life overshadows you. And they call it the storms of life. Jesus was not even in control, and that is why He was wishing that the cup pass over him. He knew it earlier that his mission on life was for him to die on the cross of Calvary. But when the time came, man wants to change his mind though. So the same thing can happen to you, that the storms of life can hit you so bad that you are not prepared for it. But always hold yourself accountable. And that is why Jesus, which his name is actually Yeshua, that he said, "Let thy will be done. Upon you I commit my soul." Now, this is number 2. Don't trust anyone and don't trust yourself. Number 3, for you to survive in prison, you have to prepare yourself before you go inside prison. What do I mean by prepare yourself? Now, like I said earlier that you are not in control, I want you to understand that God also gives you certain aspects of your life that you can be in charge of, or you can invest in, or you can do certain things. If you have money in Lagos today and you are spending it lavishly, and you are spending it woto, and you are giving girls, you are having 20 girls, 5 girls, and you think you are enjoying life, I want you to ask yourself, are you prepared for the rainy days, for the days that you don't expect that tragedy can hit you? Not because you will go to prison, not because you are committing a crime, but things can happen and you can find yourself in situations that you don't expect. So you have to keep certain money in certain places. But for me, I would say you have to invest in certain people, certain relationships, certain buildings, certain properties, certain banks. You can invest in whatever you can invest. But I will tell you one thing for sure. It is good to invest in relationship with human beings. It is good to have create also relationship with your family. When I say relationship with human being, I'm talking of the society at large. And when I say talk about it, I mean meaningful relationship with certain kinds of people, calibers of the kind of people who you know will stand for you on the raining days. Now, that does not mean that people will stand for you, but at least have 2 or 3 that you can rely on, and you create a bond with them. Because most people that are in prison also would have been released from prison, but because they did not have good relationship with anyone in their life, they live life lavishly, they stay with friends who are not holding themselves accountable, and then when life hits them, there's no family to call. Some of them, their bail there, they've been staying in prison for 2 years or 3 years. Their bail was just 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira, they would have been out. Not that they can't afford it, but now their phone has been seized. Everything about them has been held away from them. But for them to call somebody to come and do the bailing for them, it becomes mathematics and a further mass. So this is other place that you need to prepare yourself so that you can always find a way to reach out to your people in case things happen in life. And they can call you and they can help you and assist you in relationship, in investment, in building, in property, in anything at all. You as a Nigerian need to know that this is crucial because things can happen. This country, hey. Now, thirdly, how do you survive? Don't keep friends in prison. When I say you should not keep friends, it doesn't mean you have to be enemy with everybody. In fact, you have to be friendly to everybody. But don't keep anybody as a special friend in the prison. Here is what I mean. You have to understand that in prison you are going to find snakes, betrayers, liars, kidnappers, manipulators, scammers, fraudsters. And most of them will not tell you all the information about them until you go somewhere else in another world. You may verify certain stories that the person has not passed across to you before. But you have to look at people for who they are. When people speak, look at their domino. Who are these people in real life? If they lie to you 5 times, if they talk to you 5 times and they lie to you 3 times, assume that person to be a liar. If they praise themselves 5 times in their conversation with you 5 times and they praise themselves 4 times, you have to know that that person is egocentric. Now, like DMX would say, trust a liar to always lie to you. Trust a thief to always steal from you. Because it takes much not to trust people. Now, remember I said don't trust anybody. But what I mean is that trust everybody to be themselves. I trust a liar to lie to me. I trust a thief to steal from me. But like DMX would say, you know them when you see them. So when they speak to you, you already know this person, this is who they are. This person, this is how they think. You have to be able to study them and not try to be an enemy to them. You have to be friendly to everyone, but don't have a friend. If I have money, for example, during the time when I was in jail, 100 naira means a lot to most people. So I can have 1,000 naira with me. Today I give this 100 naira, 100 naira, 100 naira, 100 naira. If someone comes to me for 500, I may not give you, but I can share 500 between 5 people. Now, these 5 people automatically wants to protect the soul of the man who feeds them. I want you to understand this, that the idol every man worship before God himself is the idol of the stomach. The only reason why the justice system is working, the lawyer is attending to you, the police came to arrest you, everything that is happening is because they are all fighting for their stomach. So the same thing is likewise in the prison. Everyone is fighting for their stomach. And once they get their stomach, they want to protect where their food is coming from. And this is the reason why the governments themselves are leading us one way or the other, simply because they know how to dangle food around us. And once we eat, we forget our sorrow. So use some kind of money to have them with you. That means you should have done certain investments on ground. Now, everybody cannot be fortunate to do this. And that's why I'm speaking to certain kind of people only. I will teach method for the poor people, but I'm talking about the middle people, the middle class people. These are where the videos are actually going for. Now, if you feed these people, they would protect you. You can feed 10 people, 100 naira to 200. Sometimes you can give them 1,000 if you are blessed, depending on how blessed you are. You need to invest in this relationship, because one thing that you will live by is that you will get enough information. In fact, you might get exhausted with the amount of information you will get from people. The moment you can give them food and they know when they come to you, something will drop. Not because you will do it every day. Me, I can even give you once in a week, 200 naira in a week. I may give you 300 naira in a week. Sometimes I may give you 500 in 2 weeks. And this gesture is also good if you know, say you like to bait, because for example, a place like this, my parlor, in my place there, you might find 148 people inside one small parlor or inside one small cell, and they gum themselves like sardine. So there's what we call laboratory. Laboratory is a place where it is a bedroom with toilets, and that bedroom is not bigger than this my ensuite bedroom, and 3-4 people will be baiting. 2 people or 3 people will be baiting, and 1 person will be shitting. You go dey poo at the same time. But what I know they do, the best thing you can do is there are people who they call OC water. When you are giving these people water money once in a while, 100 naira, 200 naira, 300 naira, you create a bond between you and them, that whenever heat want to frustrate you, instead of you to suffocate, you can ask them, bros, please give me water. They will give you water because they gain something from you. If you dey stingy or greedy for prison, your own don't finish. I will stop with that. If you think this video makes sense, I would like you to share. I would like you to subscribe, like, comment, and tell me more things that you would like me to share about the prison system and how one can survive. I want you to bear this in mind. I'm not saying this because you will be there. I'm saying this also so that you notice that some of you have brothers and sisters that are in the prison, and it is okay for you to understand how they survive, and you can teach them certain method. Because when I go in till I come out, I have no issues. But because of certain principles and my awareness of things, even before I went there, saved me a lot of things. Save your family, because hope is life, and to survive, you need certain method and principle. Have a blessed day. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Adios, amigos.